What is up, rockers of the Rock Nation? This is your fellow rocker here, Rockerman X, and I'm here with another video for you all. And as you guys can guess what it is by the title and just generally how my channel usually runs whenever I decide to actually post, it is my WWE Elimination Chamber 2017 pay-per-view results and review video. So yeah, and my predictions tonight sucked. I only got 2 right, and I feel so fucked about it. I only got 2 fucking predictions right. 2. I'm just like, holy fuck on that. I know I normally do bad, but I don't think I've done this bad in a while. But as for the pay-per-view as a whole, like the matches, I can go through them individually, but honestly, this time around, I don't feel like doing that at all. Because I wouldn't say bad shit. I wouldn't say anything's really bad. It's just, out of this whole pay-per-view, there's 2 matches, maybe 3, but 2 at the most, that will stick out in my mind for a while. And that would be Luke Harper versus Randy Orton, and of course, the Elimination Chamber match. And I'm saying that because, to me personally, other than those 2 matches, the rest of the matches were either okay at best, or just flat out horrible. What do you say? Well, let me rephrase that. I don't want to say flat out horrible, but except for Harper and Orton in the Elimination Chamber, the matches just seemed okay at best. Let's put it like that. I don't want to say they're flat out horrible, but majority of them okay at best. And it's like, I'm not really complaining about that because the pay-per-view did deliver at the very end of it, and I'll get to that later. Well, you can probably tell by the thumbnail too why I'm saying it delivered. Oh, excuse me. But, I mean, it did deliver at the end, so I'm not complaining. I fucking enjoyed the living hell out of the ending. But, overall, though, I just don't know. I don't know. Like, the kickoff show, Mojo, Rawley versus Curt Hawkins. Alright. I was expecting it to be kind of slow and boring, and it was an okay match. Ultimately, I was hoping Curt Hawkins, but of course, they let Mojo Rawley win. Trying to keep the Hype Bros momentum, I guess, and trying to keep Rawley's momentum. He said they don't even use Curt Hawkins, and they could really use Curt Hawkins in so many different formats. They could use them in another tag team, which they need. I feel like Smackdown needs tag teams. Hell, they could throw Curt Hawkins in the fucking Intercontinental title picture and it would work. You know, I don't see, they could. Because, again, Curt Hawkins, I've seen his stuff against Grimm. I've seen some of his Creative Pro stuff. When he was doing Creative Pro, granted, again, that is considered a teaching school in the indies, I guess you could say. But otherwise, but Curt Hawkins is still a good competitor. I'm not putting it past him, so. But Mojo Rawley versus Curt Hawkins, an okay match. Mojo Rawley won, simple as that. Moving on to the main show, we got the first of the 3 women's matches of the night. And I don't even want to jump on the women's matches tonight. They just seemed, ugh. Except for maybe Bella and Natalya. Excuse me, I keep yawning. Except for maybe Nikki, Bella, and Natalya, and Becky Lynch and Mickie James. Those 2 matches I thought for women's match tonight were good matches. Dude, women's championship match, Bliss and Naomi. And I literally mean garbage, because, ugh. But yeah, Becky Lynch and Mickie James, I thought, again, another okay match. It was a good opening match. Overall, though, again, it just did not live up to what it could have been, I felt like. Or, again, it was just an okay match. I mean, they both got good offense, they both got good defense, and nothing more I can really say about it. Becky Lynch won, surprisingly. A lot of these, honestly, thought the heels were going to win. So, surprisingly, Becky Lynch won, and I'm okay with that. I like Becky Lynch, but I also like Mickie James, but, I'm okay with Becky Lynch winning. So, yeah, Becky Lynch won. Moving on now to the 2-on-1 handicap match, Apollo Crews and Kalisto versus Dolph Ziggler, which, for the most part, was a 1-on-1 match between Crews and Ziggler. I'm not really going to say much about that match, because, again, it just did not live up to what it could have been, even for a 1-on-1 match. And I say that, sorry, I'm looking at my phone right now, guys. And I say that because And I felt like it could have been more. And the fact that Ziggler didn't win also kind of throws it off. Because you have Ziggler attack Kalisto in the beginning, which I'm like, alright, that makes sense. Ziggler's a heel. He's trying to eliminate what he thinks is the weaker of the two opponents first, where the match starts. Turn that into a one-on-one match. Apollo Crews versus Dolph Ziggler. Most of the time, then of course Kalisto comes out of nowhere and fucking helps out Crews, and basically it turns back into a 2-on-1 handicap match. So it goes from 2-on-1 handicap match to a 1v1 back to a 2-on-1. And overall, an okay match, but again, just doesn't stick out of my mind, honestly, for tonight. So, Dolph Ziggler lost, again, surprised me. But Apollo Crews got the pin, and him and Kalisto won. Simple as that. Moving on now, we got the Smackdown Tag Team Championship match inside the Tag Team Turmoil, which had American Alpha, Breezeango, Vaude, Villians, the Usos, the Ascension, Heath Slater, and Rhyno. And I enjoyed this match, too. I would say this is a close third for a match that might stick out to me. A close third. And I say that because I liked it. I mean, for the most part, I enjoyed the Tag Team Turmoil match. Some people might say it's a stupid idea, and yeah, I can see it's a stupid idea. But I also guess too they really need it. I felt like part of it too was they needed to extend time tonight, so they have an extend time. So they wouldn't have too much time for the chamber, but they wouldn't have too little time for the chamber. Because a lot of matches, too, seem really short, too, tonight. I'm not going to lie. A lot of them just seem over just like that if you weren't paying attention. I really do feel like that. So a Tag Team Turmoil match, I feel like did add the length that the show needed. It wasn't a bad match. Because you start with Heath Slater and Rhyno and Breezango. It was kind of nice seeing Breezango actually wrestle for once. The cops wearing their whites. It's kind of funny, actually. Heath Slater and Rhyno beat Breezango. Here comes out with the Vaude Villains. Vaude Villains are Vaude Villains. No one cares about them. Heath Slater and Rhyno won that. And honestly, as I already said before, I was pulling for Heath Slater and Rhyno. I really was pulling for him. I wanted them to be tag team champions again. And I say that because it's like, Heath Slater, he has a fan base that people love him. He hasn't really been on TV lately, I'm pretty sure they've been doing more like he hasn't really been on TV lately. And Heath Slater could be, and I'm still sticking by this, is world champion material. People might say otherwise, but he really is. He could be a world champion. He could be Intercontinental champion even. Or, well, let me rephrase that. He could be in the Intercontinental. If he wasn't a tag team with Rhyno, he could be Intercontinental championship picture. But you see how WWE likes them. I mean, they're not even using Bo or Axel on Raw lately. So, what does that tell you? It's like they don't give a fuck about half the people. I understand, some people on rosters are there just to get their asses kicked. That I understand completely. But Heath Slater has been around since the very first installment of NXT. I didn't like him. It's weird because in the Nexus, I didn't like him so much in the Nexus, but then when he started going with him and Gabriel, the Core, and just moving up to different things, I started moving up, going singles, being a social outcast. This 3MB, I liked him then, and I still, when he was moving up, and I like him now, and it's Heath Slater. How can you not like him? Maybe that's just me because I do like that laid back. Rocker gimmicks type thing, because that's in my call wrestling stuff. It's what I generally use, the rocker gimmick. It might not come off as good as Heath Slater, but it's still kind of the rocker gimmick. It's just a different it's more of a hardcore rocker gimmick, I guess you could say. So, but yeah, about the match, again, and then came down to Heath Slater versus Usos. The Usos beat Heath Slater and Rhyno. Here comes down American Alpha. American Alpha pinned the Usos. Usos beat up American Alpha. And everyone on Twitter tonight was freaking out saying, what the fuck? Is the Ascension actually going to win tonight? Is the Ascension actually going to be tag team champions? And I was just sitting there. As much as I was pulling for Heath Slater and Rhyno, I would rather have had American Alpha retain. I say that because if the Ascension won, Hell would have froze over in the tag team division 2 times. Because we already had Hell freezing over at Royal Rumble with, the club, Gallows and Anderson winning the tag team titles on Raw. If the Ascension won, it would have been a case of Gallows and Anderson. The Ascension would have been one attack titles way too late, and nobody would have gave a fuck. Me personally, I wouldn't have gave a fuck. I really wouldn't have gave a fuck so hard. So I was glad the American Alpha retained. Funny thing is, I did see someone with a Captain Insano sign. If you guys don't know Captain Insano, it's from the Waterboy. And Captain Insano was played by the Big Show. So I found that funny. It just kind of, I wanted to share that. I didn't know. Some people might not have caught that, but I did. So yeah, American Alpha retained. Simple as that. Again, it's a close third for the matches. So yeah, crap, my nose is bothering me. Moving on now, we have Nikki Bella versus Natalya, and probably the better of the 3 women's matches of the night. Why? Because it's Natalya and Nikki Bella. I mean, I like Natalya, and of course Nikki Bella, she's John Cena's girlfriend. So it's essentially, so I keep looking at my phone to see someone messaging me, but essentially they have to make her look strong because it's Nikki Bella. She's dating John Cena. Why wouldn't they not make her strong? So, and Natalya, obviously, she's part of the Hart Dynasty. You know, she's a Hart, or not. She's a nigh Hart technically, but she's still technically a Hart. So, again, it's Natalya. I like Natalya, whether she's heel or face. I really do believe Natalya is the workhorse of the women's division, especially on SmackDown. But nobody sees that. But obviously this match was a good match. You know, of course, Natalya did a more mocking Cena and Nikki and Bree's mother over anything else, but what can you expect from a heel? Overall, I found this match, and this match was entertainment, did keep my interest, so that's a plus. Of course, Nikki Bella, obviously, she got her offense in, and all this good shit happened, and the match ended in a double countout. And then later on, after the double count, they got to attack each other backstage in like the makeup rooms, stuff like that. Ultimately, this sets up WrestleMania. And whoever wins at WrestleMania, Nikki Bella. Probably going to let her win before she retires, probably. If she retires anytime soon, which I don't think she will, but you get my point. Natalya wins at WrestleMania, it'll be nice. But yeah, it's pretty much going to set up WrestleMania between them two, so there's that. But Nikki Bella and Natalya, double count out. Definitely don't think anyone's seen that coming, but hey. Moving on now, we have, again, one of the best matches of the night. One of the 2. Probably second. Luke Harper versus Randy Orton, probably first or second second best match of the night, depending on how you look at it. Overall, this one really did do its job. I felt like it did tell the story between Harper and Orton, how the Wyatt family's been divided, stuff like that, and and that's what I feel like WWE needs more of. Needs more of. They need that storytelling aspect more so back into some of their matches. Maybe not every match. Because I understand some matches are just there for filler or something. But I do feel like they need to put that back in their match. And I feel like this one did a beautiful... Well, no, yeah, it's probably true. But I'm still, as a wrestling fan, it doesn't bother me because I enjoy wrestling. Even the theatrics help. But, again... Luke Harper and Randy Orton's done his job out there. They beat the living hell out of each... Well, yeah, pretty much, yeah, they beat the living hell out of each other. Luke Harper blocking the RKO with not one, but 2 super kicks. Randy Orton, of course, getting RKO at the end, them slamming each other on the tables. The fucking suicide dive by Harper. Because all around this match was a fun, enjoyable match, and it really did live up to what it should have been, I felt like. So, yeah. Overall, though, Randy Orton won. Called that, at least. But yeah, Randy Orton won, simple as that. Moving on now. We got the last women's match of the night, the SmackDown Women's Championship, Alexa Bliss versus Naomi. Did not pay attention at all to this match. I really didn't. I admit that. Why? Because fuck that Thunder Cunt Alexa Bliss. In the words of Boston fan 79V1. I'm sorry, I had to laugh at that, but seriously, Alexa Bliss, Naomi, even more so, because Naomi is damn sure not relevant. I'm not gonna lie here. I really don't think she's relevant. This match had no fucking story behind it. Really didn't have that behind it. Overall, though, like at the end of the match, I was glad Alexa Bliss won, or not Alexa Bliss. Fuck, I was glad Naomi won, just because Alexa. Well, wait, let me rephrase that. I wasn't glad Naomi won. I was glad Alexa Bliss. Alexa. Fuck. I was not glad Naomi won. I was glad Alexa Bliss lost. Other than that, even with Naomi winning, I couldn't give a flying fuck about this match. Just Alexa, because I don't care. Whatever. In Naomi, from what they're saying, what I could figure, the only reason why they gave her the title so she can get a huge pop in her hometown of Orlando. Just to give her a huge pop in her hometown of Orlando, Florida. To an audience at WrestleMania. To an audience. You get this. To an audience that's mostly from around the world. Because it's WrestleMania. WrestleMania is one of those big 4 pay-per-views that no matter where they are in the world, people around the world is going to come to it, no matter what. Again, with the big 4, whether it's SummerSlam, Survivor Series, or Royal Rumble, or WrestleMania, mostly WrestleMania, people from around the world, no matter where they live, are going to come, if they have the chance to come, are going to come to WrestleMania. So to a crowd that's mostly going to be foreigners, and not so much people from Orlando, which, I mean, it's probably more so people from Orlando, but from how I'm seeing it, it's going to be more so foreigners and stuff like that. I don't want to say foreigners, but you get my point. What's the fucking point in having her have this huge-ass pop? Just think about that for a second. Remember that. But other than Alexa Bliss losing, I couldn't give a fuck about this match, as I already said. Naomi won. I don't give a fuck. Moving on now to, again, how you look at it, the first best or second best match of the night. The WWE Championship match inside the Elimination Chamber, baby! Which had John Cena, AJ Styles, Bray Wyatt, Dean Ambrose, Baron Corbin, and The Miz. That's 6 competitors, which, before I say anything about that, no, the new Elimination Chamber. I'm not going to lie about it. I understand why they changed it. And that's why they kind of did. They had it, like, because the last time we saw the Chamber up until tonight was in 2015. Back when they did that special pay-per-view event. And then they got rid of it for 2016, if I remember right. Yeah. The last one was 2015. I remember it because they had the tag team Elimination Chamber. They had all 3 members of the New Day and all 3 members of the New Day in one pod. So I do remember that. It had like the 3 chamber matches. The tag team one, the Intercontinental one, and obviously the world title. Or was it the world title one? I think it was the world title one. I think there was a world title one that night. I don't remember. I mean for number one contendership, but it might have been a world title. I'm trying to remember. But the point that I'm trying to say is, I understand why they changed it, because from what I understood hearing was that the whole reason why they changed it is because the old chamber was too heavy to hang for some of these newer arenas, because some of these new arenas couldn't hold it, and it was a lot more safer. Granted, it kind of sucks. There's no chain mesh on the floor, and it's just like padding-ish on the flooring now for the new chamber, but it's not bad. Plus, I kind of like it because if you think about it, I do kind of like it because it is more compact. Even though the chamber is supposed to be the most dangerous match in WWE, it's supposed to be its hella structure, stuff like that. But you can still essentially do the same stuff. It's this new one that you can do with the old one. It's just more compact. You know, you can actually, the pods don't stop you from walking around the ring now. You know, the pods seem shorter, but they also seem, I don't think they have more space, but to me they seem like to have a bit more space. Maybe because of the squareness and not the roundness, maybe. I don't know. I mean, ultimately, the chamber now, as I compared it to, looked like a mixture of the steel cage, the Hell in a Cell, and the Hell in a Cell with 4 showers in the corner. That's essentially what in the ring course in the middle. Essentially what it looked like. But, again, it's not a bad design. Again, I understand why they changed it, because it was safer. Not just for the competitors in the chamber, but for everyone at the arena, because again, the old one, again, most likely the old one was too heavy, and was too heavy to hang from these new arenas, so it was safer to hang. And that kind of understood too why they took off a year, so they could took off a year to Chamber, so they could work on getting this new one. So, I mean, I understand. Plus, to me, it seems like it's easier to climb and stuff now too, so they can do cool fucking spots off like top of the pods and stuff now too. So hey, but overall though, enough about the Chamber itself. On to the match, which I found this match a pretty damn good match all the way through. Of course, you kind of expect it more from Corbin, because it is Baron Corbin. You know, they're trying to build him to be the next big guy when Cena and other people leave. Let me see. Again, it's Miz. I can't say much about him. Ambrose, again, he does phenomenal in these type of matches. You know, of course, Cena and Styles always do well in matches regardless, and Wyatt as well, so. Sorry guys, I'm messaging someone right now. Shit, I misspelled honestly. Fuck. Alright, there. But, yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying. Ultimately, you know, again, this match, fun match all around, fun, exciting, put you on the edge of the seat all the way through. And there's a lot of times, literally, you could almost feel yourself shitting your pants at some of the pinfalls because you're like, Baron Corbin's eliminated. Alright, it's whatever. Oh, look, Dean Ambrose eliminated because of Corbin. Alright, whatever. Miz is eliminated. Oh, shit. It's happening. And at that point, when the Miz got eliminated, you're like, oh, shit. Bray Wyatt is still in this. Is this really happening? And I say that because, you know, you had... And then, as the match kept going on, you know, all the cool shit happening between Cena, Styles, and Wyatt... Wyatt pins John Cena, which, alright, it's John Cena. He can't be the last person eliminated just because it's... Just because I feel like... Cause I realize I spelled Styles wrong, my thing. I need to fix that. But just because you can't have... They don't want Cena being the one buried after he has buried Bray Wyatt before. So, essentially, it came down between Styles and Bray Wyatt in the ending. The ending. The phenomenal forearm into the Sister Abigail. Bray Wyatt planning Styles. 1, 2, 3. Bray Wyatt, your new WWE Champion. Yes. 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 And yes. God, I feel so dumb doing that, but fuck it. That's essentially what I was doing the whole time. I marked out. After the match ended, I ended up running out in the hallway of the room. I just screamed Bray Wyatt, new champion. Well, I'm paraphrasing myself. I was fucking excited as hell, and I'm still excited as hell. It's fucking Bray Wyatt, the man who people say I look like, the man who say I am Bray Wyatt, the man who says that I'm Bray Wyatt's twin brother or something. I'm a part of the Wyatt family. I've been part of the Wyatt family since the fucking beginning, because hell fucking yes. I follow, you know, hold on a minute. I gotta do something. Just give me a second, guys. I have to do something. Alright, you guys are probably going to hear me really weird, but yes, the fedora is messed up, but oh well. But now, I follow the buzzards. Sorry, I had to do that. I had to grab my fedora because even people said with my fedora I look like Bray Wyatt. So yeah. Sorry, that's how excited I am that Bray won. I can do stupid shit like that. Hell fucking yeah. But yeah. Bray Wyatt, your new champion at the end of the night. The pay-per-view delivered on that end. And I'm happy about it, so yeah. You guys can tell I'm pretty happy. But yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this review. Obviously, it's nothing special, but I hope you guys did. Let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comments below. You know, Twitter, Facebook, my Twitch channel, if you guys like live streaming. So, yeah. Until next time, guys, live free and rock.